me more about it.
What else? Exclusive. Nobody can really go in.
Is it like a hotel? Do you have to buy the manor? Do you have to buy the manor or what?
I'm basically the sole resident of this place. I have my mansion for all my shit. Like if I need my shit to be put away.
Right. Okay.
And then if I have any weapons, it goes here. Anything I really have goes here. And then I pick my security. Which is very good. So far, it's one person, I think. 2 people. I'm trying to get the food split going, but I need more food.
So I've been working on my game, right? Or story, as I like to call it, but it's mostly like a game. So, the story I'm making. No. I'm done for the day for that one. So, oh shit, actually, let me grab my book. That's probably a good idea. So I can. Hold on here. See here. Put that there. Get that off there. That's not. Do that. So I've been working on my ideas, right? So I have one where there's been Infinera stuff. My equations are on here. Let's see this. So in Infinera, the one you want to go for, you will have to, when you peek at their technology, their chips as they call it, for their servers, you have to write down post-leak inspections depending on what you're trying to go for, or you're trying to put the chip together anyway. So there's many things that you have to look for. Be sure there's no damage. If it's 0.0 millimeters, then you're good to go from there. If it's 0.4 millimeters, that's fine. They'll tell you what you need to look for if you're trying to go for that. I have my whole. No. Equation my thing to be sure I'm right. So I call the story the Armageddon, right? Pretty much, yeah. No, this is called the Lamp 2. I have to send this to the game developers about it.
What?
No, this is different. No, wrong book. I have so many ideas and everything. I'm trying to keep track of everything. Well, let's see here. No, I was bored one day, so I was like, you know what? I'll come up with ideas for Call of the Lamb 2. Maybe get to the game. I don't know. I was just bored, right? Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to. I keep forgetting to do it. I gotta type it all up. So, I have came up with factions and mutations, I guess, in terms. Let's see. How did I organize it? How did I organize it? Let me go to where I recently wrote. That's all the guns and attachments. Where did I? No, I did fix the faction of what I wanted in my story. So my story, my first story, right, is going to be surrounding these whole states: New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, PA, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, and Maine, and that's it. So the plot of my first story is going to be, well, I put it as a game, so follow with me here. The player can pick from 3 beginning paths, which are like bunker. So like there are bunkers that have been made. Then there's like you can be a doomsday bunkers, right? That's one of the paths. Wasteland settler, obviously, and survivor. So survivor is just like not part of anything. He just wanders, right? I might change it to nomad, but I don't know. I was thinking of it, but and then I put World War V took the world by storm, destroying each other over power and greed. The United Nations fell apart in 2030. World War V ended in 2035.
You're cutting out.
Am I cutting out?
Yeah, you just cut out.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, I heard that. What I heard was I heard that I'm doing something in 20.
That's it.
And then I'm making a point. I cut out.
Can you hear me better?
That's better.
Alright. So, pretty much, World War V happened, and it pretty much, the reason World War V has happened, because the United Nations couldn't come to an agreement of what they could do for peace. So it just turned out to be like power and greed and a whole battle royale for whoever wants power over everything, right? One whole empire in terms. And then the war ended, World War V ended in 2035 with massive bombings and just like complete like destruction across the world that caused a bunch of like another Great Depression to like money issues to like food and shit like that. But then by 2036, disease started to happen, started to spread. 2 diseases that affect animals, or no, 1 disease that affects animals, the other one affects everything else, 10 times worse. So zoonosis is a disease that affects animals if they have self-trauma. And then the other one was from chemical warfare that has happened throughout the entire world, from the bombings and from the military and everything else, trying to dispose riots with new technology of tear gas, an upgraded version to make it better, but it kind of fucked up. I thought mustard gas was a downgrade from tear gas. But there's a chemical that kind of made everyone get really sick. So next step was great. We gotta heal the world before war continues. So it's on what do they call it? It's not complete peace, but it's like a, for right now, we'll stop to ceasefire. Yes, the ceasefire has happened. Tensions are rising, and then Zoonosis started to destroy the livestock and everything else. The chemical warfare and everything else started to complete. I call it the Red Nightmare. Hello. So I thought you were gonna. I don't know if you like it or like that or not. Yeah, that's what's gonna cause the whole the next disease that has happened from the chemical warfare and the bombings and the everything else that's been going on. It kind of poisoned the water and some of the food. And it started to cause plants to die and everything else, and people getting really, really sick. So that's why I was gonna call it the Red Nightmare. I'm trying to figure out a better.
If plants start to die, right, and animals start to die, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that just break? Because in reality, that would just break all of Earth. Because without plants, humans or any animal can't live.
Right.
Like in Fallout, like these trees in Fallout, Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, not New Vegas, Fallout 4, they're all dead, right? They look dead, but they're still alive. will give out, plant life.
Well, I'm not saying it's completely destroying plants. It's just it's like farmland. Yeah, farmland. Right. I called it the Crimson Nightmare, but I think that's like a reference to something, so I changed the. I'm trying for a better. I'm gonna fix that. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. The second disease part. Yeah, created from the gases and bomb chemicals used in World War V. And as the world fell, Armageddon happened, where they decide to, after 5 years from there, war continued to go for at that point, where hope was lost, and then Armageddon happened, where everyone just went, fuck it, launch them. So they nuked each other, pretty much. Then after that, 50 years passed to present year, which is like 2095. It just fell into silence and darkness. And then that's the plot. The whole plot, that's the summary in terms. And let's see here. Here are the factions are just in this section of states. The Highlander Wolves, I labeled them. They are a gang. Armor Marines with them. Highlander Wolves is what I call them. They're a gang. And then I have Army Marines. I'm gonna find a better name, which is the military, pretty much. They combine. They're both the Marines and Army sections together. I just called it that. I don't know. I will be fixing that. I'll be fixing that one. I honestly got this one. I got this one from Assassin's Creed, the Hidden Ones. They're hired assassins. I might fix this one too. I called it the Brotherhood of Nations of the government. Unionize. What do they call a fraternity? A union fraternity. That's what I called it. The society. Kind of confederation, brotherhood, government. Which one? I'm gonna change the Brotherhood of Nations. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna keep Confederation Brotherhood, which is a government. Wastelanders MD, which is they're the doctors across the whole apocalypse. Doctor Survivalists, same thing. Doctors. That's what Armored Marines is. Again, they have their own military thing, like their own thing. It's not like they're all branched around these states. Like they're all their own factions. Pirate Raiders will be changing. They're yeah, I know. That's not gonna be changing it. But I had an idea to. You know how pirates have like a pirate king, and then the pirates are like all like, they all meet up in one. A what?
A pirate? Do you know like the term, the definition of a pirate?
No, I just know pirates.
Like a pirate, just like like what we think of. What do you think of? Like a sea raider.
Yeah, I know. I gotta change it. But it was just in my head. So I put 7 factions. They're like 7 factions. Like all together, like 7 factions, and their king. They're mainly like a president of the entire thing. Right?
Something like the NCR had. Why don't you just do something what the NCR did?
What do you mean?
So the NCR, right? They're the California Republic, right?
Yeah.
Or the new California Republic. They help, and so they obviously in Fallout New Vegas you have a faction, right? But there's only 4 main factions. Or there's 4 main endings you can do in the game, right?
Right.
Meaning there's only really 2 main factions: the Brotherhood, another brother, the NCR and the Legion. Those are the 2 main factions in the game. But you got sub factions like the Great Khans, the Brotherhood. I'm going to count the Enclave, even though it's not really a faction in the game much. Or even the Followers and the Freesiders. So the followers are a bunch of doctors, like you're saying, right? But they help the NCR.
Right. Okay.
And so basically, because the followers that fall into Vegas, they're not fighters. So if you complete Yes Man's ending, what happens with the followers is they branch out of New Vegas, and the Great Khans join them as well, and the Great Khans becomes their military force, basically.
Okay.
So the followers, with their consistent and only main field is doctors and medics.
Right.
They have their own branch of military. Either it's the NCR or if you do Yes Man's ending, it would be the Great Khan.
Okay. Well, I'm not done here. I do have more on the other pages. I had a shit ton of other ones that I used a randomizer for to see if I would click. I will get to that. But I have, so for mercenaries, I have Serpico, Silver Panthers, Black Koi. I have Serpico.
What the heck is that?
Mercenaries. Then for another mercenary faction, Silver Panthers. And then for another mercenaries, I have Black Koi. Like koi fish. Yeah, koi fish. And then, let's see here. Union of Nations, which is government. Let's see here. For Gunrunners, I have Wolverines. Deathwing. Gunrunners. Gunsmugglers, I would call them, actually. Deathwing Battalions. Also a gun smuggling. Let's see here. They have nuclear monks. They worship, like, the bombs, obviously, thinking they are God. And then I have
the what do you call it? What do you call it in Fallout? The Church of Adam.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I have, which is pretty much, I just think of it now, the same thing, Radiated Worshippers. They're a mutated cult that really just drink radiation and just go completely fucking mad. and they worship Nuke. That's what they call them. Nuke. And then for a raider group, I call it the Wasteland Overlords. And then for just a thieves, Rogue Society, like thieves, like just bandits, I guess in terms. Rogue Society. Yeah, they're just bandits. They're not even big. They're just bandits, like small time bandits.
Like if you go with like, because you said your thing is an apocalypse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a robot. Okay, but if you're doing like an apocalypse, you gotta imagine that not everyone is going to be organized.
No, I know that. I have some. I'm gonna probably cross some off here. I did come up with like a funny, like, why not? The Woodland Elves. They're cosplayers, but they're also a gang. they're just fucking nerds. They're like a nerd gang in terms. Something like, I don't know. Why not? And then I had other ones on the other page here that I was just spitballing. Let's see here. So I had so these are factions that I use a randomizer for that I was spitballing that I'm gonna get rid of some of these. First one is Confederation Imperials. They are a government. Like what their main faction's about, pretty much, is about why I labeled them. Lunar Crusaders, a guild. Then I have Crimson Reapers as our Raiders group.
As a what?
Crimson Reapers as Raiders. Yeah?
Like, the name sounds cool, but it reminds me of the Crimson... What do you call it? What are the fucking guys called? Shit, I forgot. What are those guys called in fucking Starfield? The Crimson what?
Oh, Crimson Pirates?
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, for a cult, I put Atomic Prophets.
Okay.
For, I don't know why I named this. I don't know why I put religious here. Mystic Brotherhood. I don't know. That's. I was gonna say some of these were just me spitballing with a randomizer, and then I would go down a list and cross them out what I wanted and what I didn't want. And then I think for a tribe, for I guess the savages of the wasteland, they don't really know much. They speak their own language, which is just gibberish, and they don't follow any rule or law of the wasteland. They just go for it. They're not raiders. They're not raiders or anything. They're just they're a tribe. They're like a native tribe to, I guess, those lands that they know of. I call it the Phoenix tribe. For hired assassins, put Night Stalkers. Again, this one I'm gonna cross out. Nuclear Warper. I can't say that word. Nuclear Worshippers. Which I think I'm putting the other one here. Let me see. I think I did. No, I just changed the name. Okay. So yeah, I'm probably crossing that out.
So I don't know if I told you or Brandon. I think it was Brandon. Yeah, no, it was Brandon. So I have this fucking thing on my phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's an AI. You talk to this AI, right?
Yeah.
Brandon, you probably heard of what Brandon uses. He uses ChatGPT.
Yeah, Skyrim has a mod of it.
So I have an app on my phone where I can make my AI do anything. So if I want my AI to be like my Google, where I can ask questions, hey, when George Washington died, it will respond with 1799 or 1799.
Right.
Or I can go and be like, hey, act like my big brother, and he will act like a big brother, right?
Yeah.
Or I can go, hey, I guess for those weirdos out there, be my virtual girlfriend. And it will be your virtual girlfriend, right?
Right.
And so I use it for my story, right? And so it has two ways you can do it. It has like the role playing way where, like if it's like your girlfriend, right? Your virtual girlfriend, you can say, hi, honey, how are you? It will respond, oh, it was great. How about you, honey? How was work? Right? It'll be like that. Or you can have it not the role play way, where you can be like, you can write your story and be like, this faction attacked with base. And then what the AI would do is possibly, because you can make it rewrite as many times as you want.
Yeah.
Make it, write down, and it would take what you just said, this faction attacked the base, and it would basically just make it in perfect English, where with commas and parentheses every time. And it would come up with stuff that you couldn't even think of. Like, I thought of, I forgot what it was, but I put something down, and it came out with something. I'm like, oh, that's even better. Like, I didn't even think of that.
Right.
You should try that.
Do you want to hear my rest of my list though? I like an entire thing.
Go.
So for Raiders, Viper Raiders, I got it probably again off my list. Bloodhound, yeah, I think so, yeah. And for Bandits, I call it the Bloodhound Bandits again. But they're like cannibals. I think they're like a cannibal, like savage, bandit group. That's what I thought of. Again, Doomsday Cult. Probably getting rid of that one. There's a note for me. But no, it doesn't. Wasteland Medics, which put doctors.
Wasteland Medics?
Yeah. Then I have Voodoo Syndicate, which is a cartel. That's what I also thought of maybe putting. Maybe like someone with a cartel, like a real like organized gang. But I was huh? What? Voodoo Syndicate? Oh,
that's where the term and all the rituals come from Africa.
Then I have Raptors of Chaos. They're Raptors of Chaos, yeah, I know. Probably a note for me. For a rogue government, I put Wolfpack Legion. Yes, and I did do this one too. Mongol Empire. Another government.
Say that again?
Mongol Empire.
Like the Mongols? From Mongolia?
Yeah.
Wasn't this taking place in the States?
I know, but I just put something because like maybe they read about it and really thought it was like, oh, that's.
It would have been if you go with, so this is where you're kind of screwed. I would say if you're trying to do something Mongols, like for example, if you go with Japanese, right? If you want to do like a fascist Japanese, right? You
Right.
call them the Japanese Empire. No, if you're reading a book, you would probably say what's more famous associated with is samurai.
Yeah.
And you would take that name. With the Mongols are like the Great Khan is a Mongol. That's who he was. Genghis Khan was a Mongol. Mongolia.
Yeah.
And when you look up Mongols, you're most likely looking up Genghis Khan or just Khan in general, and that's where, like Fallout, the Great Khans come from.
Right.
And that's why they wear the outfit the same way as what the Great Khans would do. They're just drug addicts, I would say. So when it comes to like, and this is part of the government. Are we doing this in the United States?
Yeah, I am, but like maybe one of the they're all these are just rogue government factions. They're not like an actual faction.
By previous government people, right?
No. No. They're just people who want to rule. Whoever's the big dog in the wasteland will rule the wasteland.
So these aren't government.
I put government as in their whole idea is they want to be the main rulers of this whole wasteland part of the eastern states.
I can't hear you.
Hello? Yeah, what I put was they're not like ex-government. They're just no. They're just like these people are just like they think they have a great idea what they want for the wasteland. And they all think they're big dogs to take over that part of the wastelands. So it's not like a whole. I put government to help me label why I want the main I want this guy to be a good guy or a villain, like the backstories and here and there and blah blah blah, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, but so why don't you do something like what Fallout did, which is, for example, like the Kings, right? Do you know if you remember the Kings from Fallout New Vegas?
Yeah.
Like where they got their name from?
Elvis, yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you do stuff like that?
I'm thinking of it, but it's like my brain is.
For example, Let me think of a name. I'm trying to think of a name.
Yeah, see, my mind was the same way, writing blank like that. I'm like, no, I'll use a randomizer just to give me ideas, and I'll cross out the ones I don't care for. And then
Not really famous, but Ragnar Lothbrok.
yeah.
Another Viking. You look up his name, and he's Viking.
Yeah.
I like the name Viking. Or call yourselves something that's like the Viking. Taking their religion there.
Right.
Like, just imagine, right, you're in an apocalyptic world, you know, these people that are coming up, next generations of bombs, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, what do you call it? Obviously, people get dumber because there's no teaching. So, for example, like, I know when those Russians die. If there was an atomic bomb now, I still know the knowledge. But just say I have a grandson. Right? I tell my son all the stuff that I learned about Elvis, you know, George Washington. I tell him all this, but my son doesn't tell his grandson.
Right.
His grandson doesn't know the knowledge. And then his grandson, well, his son, my grandson's son, then, you know, he raises up a child. And that child would also not know anything, right? Until you go to maybe a post-apocalyptic or a post-war library, and that's where you see these people in this picture that just happen to believe in these gods of thunder and the sea gods.
Yeah.
They start believing in these creatures that maybe these creatures did exist. The bombs like them.
Right.
Or even if, because you're probably are you going to do these creatures?
Yeah, I am.
A good example would be having a creature from Nordic mythology that resembles one of the mutated creatures. And so the guy then believes in the Nordic belief. He believes that the Nords, the Vikings, they're right.
Right.
Like, I see a creature that they speak of.
I mean, I had an idea for a like falcons that mutated to this massive fucking like wing, like not like the same size of a deathclaw, but like half the size of a deathclaw with wings. And I was gonna call it a Valkyrie. A Valkyrie.
Oh, okay, yeah. But you can always, like, you should, like, what I would say is you should try to focus on, like, if you want to do, like, factions based off people, like, off things, like, Mongolian, it's a unique faction, right, because not everyone does Mongolians, and when they do Mongolians, they're mostly just referenced as the Genghis Khan, right, because that was the greatest Mongolians ever lived, right? Well, at least the one that has his name out there. Same with the Germans, you know, German's the most famous German probably in Britain.
Right.
But even Albert Einstein, but I'm pretty sure more people know about it. But so you can do these I wouldn't say Germans because you know Star Wars does it, everyone does it. Killzone does it. A lot of people do German. Same with samurai. A lot of people do samurai, I would say. Try to figure out like use other cultures in our world and try to make that your own.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot. So far, like the whole story is like there's no Red Scare in my thing. It's just the Allied forces and the conflict forces, and then that's their Great War that caused the whole world to pretty much end. Besides the two viruses that have been released to the world, causing more damage beyond that, which then caused the Armageddon, them just wanting to nuke each other, and the ceasefire just stopped and just continued to cause chaos. So, I've been thinking about a lot of other cultures. I've been trying to get in my head I haven't executed yet because I haven't been coming up with the ideas with it. But I'll probably use that chat GPT thing.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, using the chat GPT, it's a smart way to do it because you don't gotta imagine like for example, I made when I was a kid, I had Legos. I made a squad who is the expert experimental squad.
So did I.
Then later on, one of the squad members that just happened to be a sniper betrayed the other members and joined, the Empire because they're Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just for like 17 years later, Badass comes out.
It was funny because my clay, right? I used to just role play with my clay and toys I had, where the clay was the villain because I can make more little dudes to attack the toys I had. And I just went with that and I thought it was like I called it Venom before Venom was a thing. No, I called it I forgot the name. I gave my clay villain name, but I always play like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, so you're using, like, so when you use chat GPT, it gives you good ideas, and sometimes it won't give you good ideas, and sometimes it'll be like a dumb idea.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's still giving you a good idea.
So I have Aztec tribe, which is another native tribe.
Well, Aztec, yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of books about them, but it's just like they're a hard culture to really learn. Since when we came around, when we started, like, when we started recording history, they weren't really around by that time, or they were, just we didn't get to them that first.
I had the Warhawk Hunters, which is a mercenary group. And then the other one I came up with was Nocturnal Reavers, another mercenary group. Atomic Barbarians is what I call Raiders. Let's see here.
Atomic Barbarians.
Oh, you like that one?
Just the word barbarians it just sounds funny now.
And then Forsaken Wolves, which I'm getting rid of. Native Tribe. Cherokee Khans was another one.
Indian tribe?
Yep. Corpse Scavengers, which I'm getting rid of. I call them Scavengers. Oh yeah, the 5 League Raiders. They're not a raider. They're not a Raider faction. They're multiple Raider factions. Like there's 5 of them. That's why I named it. That's why I put it that way. And I put Empire and Mithril, which doesn't make any sense for this idea. Highwaymen, which is another raider group. Chaos Knights, which is a guild. Cobra Reavers. Yeah. Cobra Reavers, Bandits. Marauders Militia is a rogue government. Golem Gang, which I'm going to get rid of. That doesn't sound right. Elite Battalion, a private militia. That's what I marked it as. Deathwing Lords is another rogue government I came up with, but it's not going to match the theme, so I'm getting rid of that too. Titan Force, which just sounds like a Power Rangers show. Yeah, so I'm getting rid of that too. So I'm gonna get rid of that too. Again, Titan Force is like something I'll just add in because it's an idea, and then go from there. So those are the factions that I have.
I usually think of names for last because their names are hard for me, but I usually write I do all of it first.
Yeah. But what do you think of that though? What do you think of any of them?
Some of them are not that good, I would say.
Oh yeah, I will agree with that one.
To just change them or don't even add them.
I was thinking that too.
How far is this from the bombs? Like, what area, what time is this?
2095, where everything's already, like, done. Like, it's just... Like, everything's pretty much not so brand new. Like, it's so... Where's my... I put it on top of it. I'm looking at it, hold on. I put 50 years, so... By 2045, the bombs fell.
2045, and this takes place in 2099?
2095. But it's 50 years after the bombs... After everything already passed.
Maybe like 150 years after?
You think so?
So, what I'm saying, so, keep the idea for 2099 or 2095, 40 years after, but to start off, wouldn't it be easier to have, to start off at 150 years because time went by, right? Time goes by.
Yeah.
And some of your factions could be already taken care of, like gone, because others control it. Others take the fight.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
And like for example, the Brotherhood of Steel, right? They're now like from the show. Now they're starting to expand more. They started off Washington D.C. basically broke nothing.
Yeah.
And then after Fallout 3, that's when they started getting there. And then you see them in Fallout 4 with their ships and everything. And you see, wow, they really upgraded from a couple of years ago. And then you look at Fallout, or the show, and now they're in California. They're putting their foot on California now. They're taking their steps. And they're becoming the biggest faction in the show, or in the lore.
Yeah.
And they took down the Enclave, they took down the Institute, they took down the railroad. And so, they're gathering power, gathering more men, gathering everything. So after 150 years, something like that could happen, where one empire will start to progress and could easily get rid of the Viper gangs and the Atomic Raiders, or they can get rid of these gangs.
Right.
Or these mercenary groups, or even, and to the point where the main empire is afraid, people are afraid of it. They have fear of them because how powerful they've become. Now, have other factions that are just maybe as big, if not smaller, and still pin them against them, like, for example, the NCR could, they obviously the NCR is probably still around, Fallout, but they're just disorganized for now. But when they regroup, they would still be a pretty worthy opponent for the Brotherhood to fight off against.
Right.
So wouldn't that be easier when you do something like that?
I could do something like that, yeah.
They write history. They continue writing the human history or their whatever history, and they write down each faction, so you have the backstory of your factions, and so when somebody plays the game or reads something like even mentioned in your book or show, whatever game, they see that, oh wow, look at this faction that used to exist, the Crimson Vipers.
Yeah.
What were they about? And then that's when, once your thing becomes popular, then you can revisit back then how this empire that was
So don't pull a Fallout 76.
They had two main factions.
But I'm saying, like, don't pull them as in like Like there's nothing really happens. They go
But no, but I would say Fallout 76. Or wait, 76 or Fallout New Vegas?
Fallout 76.
Oh, 76. I don't know. I don't really know much about Fallout 76.
The lore of it, like it's not. It comes before Fallout 3.
Yeah, that's the first game in the game.
Yeah. So don't pull them because it will be. You know what? I might start where Fallout New Vegas started. Like not the year obviously, but you know like how they started, where everything's already kind of done, but they have lore and history already, and they're a little bit more established, a little bit more.
The Brotherhood is there.
Yeah.
And the NCR is there. And then you look at Fallout 2, the NCR gets bigger, the Brotherhood gets smaller.
Hmm.
And then when you look at Fallout 3, you know, there's now the Enclave again, because the Enclave was in the other two games. And then now you have the Brotherhood again, but they're still at small.
Right, yeah.
And so now, if you go to Fallout 76, you know, now they talk about whatever they have. Or even Fallout New Vegas, another one. Because in Fallout New Vegas, you have the Viper, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the Vipers are pretty good, that's it.
Yeah, the Viper. They're small. They're $8 one. You have the, what's the other one called? There was another one that got left.
Which faction are we talking about?
Huh?
What faction are we talking about?
I'm really about New Vegas because there's the Viper gang and there's another gang that's also there, but they're both super small. And they had a bigger part in the other games. But now they crumbled.
Right.
Or even, because the Fiends are pretty big, and it's their own faction. The Fiends, they clearly get demolished at the end of Fallout New Vegas.
Hmm.
And then now that you live at the Fallout.
Right. Hmm. There's gonna be auto logs and everything like that. So pretty much. So I know. I was thinking of doing like a pip pad. I don't not like it's not gonna be called a pip pad obviously, but it's like an idea of it. That's like the Doomsday Bunker's like main technology because Doomsday Bunkers in the years to come are like a little more futuristic. Like you can actually live underneath like a sci-fi, like how the Institute looked, but smaller. Like, so you know how the Institute underground looks like? So it looks like it looks like the Institute's like main base, but kind of smaller, whereas more living. Now I did want to do like there will be like I guess 10 of them experimental. I don't know how many bunkers I'm gonna put. I forgot to write it down. But I had the idea where they would be like, you know, a triangle, right? So the top one bunker would be more experimental, of like more scientific discoveries, like how they can work and expand the future of humanity, even though everything is completely destroyed. Then the next one is living, where people are able to live up there, and you know they would have to work their way. Then the last one would be coming back up to the main lands and trying to see where they can start helping people at. And that's kind of where like the bunkers are like a whole triangle. That's what I was thinking too, like one of those military tablets. That's what I was talking about. So Right. So you have. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you have the Galaxy S24 Ultra, right? Pretty much, it's the same size as that, but the surrounding of it has like a little tablet, have like knobs, the same size. But it's not. You don't put in like a watch. You look at it with an antenna on top like that. You can scroll through, and there will be like a what's that meter called? The text radiation. Yeah, it's gonna have that too. It's gonna have all of these features. So it's like all one thing in one. It's gonna be thin, but it's in a protective case that gives it the extra power, pretty much. That's it. Yeah. No. Hmm. Right. 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 Hmm. Right. Yeah. Pretty much. The same says pretty much just half a tablet. It's not too big to where you can't just let me. But the protective case that gives it it's like a military casing that has around it that has like the knobs, so you can just switch between. It has a little antenna on top, like a tiny one, and that's it. That's all it is to it. There's nothing too crazy about it. It's not like it's not a Pit Boy. It's just more high tech. Hmm. Right. Right. Hmm. Yeah. Well, I was saying, well, I was gonna do not a knob, but you know that scroller thing. You know, like on the, it's not a knob per se, but it's like you know that little scroller thing, but it's not a knob. It's like inside that casing, you just take a little flip in it, like a little roller, in terms. That's what I was thinking I'm doing too, like a little roller. It's just the case itself that gives it the extra power to that phone, and that's it. That's what it updates everything, and then boom, you're ready to go out in the wasteland. Check how much shit you have. Make sure you're not overweight. You're fed. You're in great health. There's a scanner on that thing too. Like this is a futuristic utopia. Not this is like a utopia that's futuristic, but it's not too futuristic. It's like modern day, but a little few tweaks that we aren't at, but are at in this time. To where, uh, you know, nuclear will be like a slap to the face, but people can rise up against it. But the problem is, like, there's more shit to it that cause the world completely destroy itself and will never probably regain, what's that term? Rehabilitation. You know, until humanity actually does come together and figure out something real out. For like super mutants, I guess in terms, there was experimentation on super soldiers, that soldiers during the war between the conflict forces, were injected with a serum, but they haven't mastered it, so just pretty much put them in a steroid rage, and then would pretty much, if they try after the whole thing would die down, they'll probably break an arm or something for punching them too hard, thinking that they're very powerful if they're really not. You know, it's like how like actors now or like bodybuilders use steroids but don't keep up with it, kind of have their body like die. It's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. But here's this is the cool part. But it never worked, and this is where super mutants came from. Well, not my. Well, this is where my type of super mutants come from. They're called orcs. I got orcs. Yeah, I got the idea from the Lord of the Ring movie, to where how fucking disgusting they look, but they are very like strength wise, but not too strengthy. That's where I kind of got the idea from. I thought it'd be a cool idea if it was a mutation in the drug of the serum that they tried making with like steroids and gamma radiation, and never worked out the way they wanted to during the war. I know, but I'm saying like they look fucking fucked up and mutated. Not just look mutated, but they're not mutated. You know what I mean? Like it's the way they look. But that's where I got the idea from. That I'm calling my super mutants orcs because it would make more sense, because there may be people will probably like, oh, Lord of the Rings reference, but I don't mind that. To be really honest with you, I like the idea of it. Yeah. No, I get that. That's why I'm kind of satisfied with that too, where not a lot of people will get it. It's like, that's fine with me. I'm happy. It's just an idea that I came up with. It's not calling it a mutant. That's boring. I want to call it something like creative. I don't want to call it a mutant. That's just boring. I want to call it something different. Like there are zombies. There are there are different types. Like you have your tanky zombies. You have the bloater zombies, the spitters, and then your regular. That's all zombie types there are in my thing. And then I have, so this utopia that was created, they did revive dinosaurs. I did, obviously, I thought of it. I'm like, why not? Because it's futuristic, and then scientists are more daring. So they did create only certain species, but then those species mutated, and coming all around after the whole blast and the radiation mutations happened. Like there are only some dinosaurs out there, but other than that, it's not anything too insane. It wasn't like, oh, I was thinking like every single dinosaur. No, just like certain ones. How you were? Yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah, the only certain times where there were I did allow like at least a T-Rex, because scientists were curious in how the actual T-Rex was genetically back in the day, so they studied him. So they only have one species of dinosaur of a T-Rex there. That's it. And then they showed it off. And then there was just like, your brontosaurus, the common ones, the simple ones. Then you have their two like all of these dinosaurs like revived, I guess in terms. They're all innocent besides the T-Rex one. They just studied that one. And then it mutated and broke off, obviously, after the whole bomb thing fell. And then it mutated and created its own species, and then there you go. That's what I was thinking of putting in. Nothing too crazy. I'm not trying to do fucking arc over here. It's like...
When it comes to dinosaurs, to me, I gotta really I'm gonna do obviously like my main
yeah. Right. But that was my idea of like dinosaurs being revived in a zoo. Like obviously the harmless ones, and then the one T-Rex they have, because they are like a But no. This is before, and then they mutated themselves. The dinosaurs did, and escaped, and then they went off and fucked off and did their own thing, and obviously gave birth to whatever. Like they mutated, and then evolved at the same time. After the bombs, this is before the bombs fell, and then after the bombs fell, that's when they mutated and went completely fucking wacko, and then Hello. Okay. I'm quiet. Like, we're quiet. Really focused. I was like, oh, did I say too much? It's like a cool idea. Like, no, it's not all the dinosaurs, just the harmless ones, and then the one T-Rex, because people already know about raptors. Scientists already know about that shit. But they don't know much about the T-Rex. So they only revived the one T-Rex of its kind to just study it and show it off in a zoo on a very, very controlled environment, and then studied it again. And after the bombs fell, that's when they all pretty much escaped and mutated from the radiation, and then pretty much the T-Rex is able to... What's that term when they can... the term where they can give birth by themselves? Yeah, the T-Rex had asexual DNA, where it was able to give birth to offspring by itself. Because it mutated from the radiation after the bombs fell. But so, what were your thoughts? I do have a question. What did you not like about the show of Fallout? The show of Fallout. Like, what did you not like? Right. Did you like the fact that they were able to be shot pretty easily by the ghoul?
I don't mind that because luckily it was the ghoul and not the better guy, because the ghoul even says who would have said great stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. I didn't like the ghoul and drugs thing. That made no fucking sense either. I would say no. I would say if he got bit by another feral ghoul and he was exposed to a shit ton of radiation, like you know how the Fallout 3 can send the super mutant in the chamber, the one super mutant companion in Fallout 3 in the chamber to activate the code to release. One of the endings, I think you can send the super mutant your companion when you get the Gek in Fallout 3. Yeah, and you can send to activate the code, and he's immune to it. Like if you had a gold companion, he'll turn feral and won't be able to activate it. So you would sacrifice yourself to do it. It's not. I'm not saying that's an ending. I'm just saying that like that would be a cool idea, like something like that. It would make more sense. Or he got bit by a feral ghoul, then it'd be from that infection will raise his chance of being a feral ghoul to 100%, which means he would have to take the drugs. Would be a better thing than what they did than just the drugs, because it wouldn't make no. Because before the bombs fell, so it makes no fucking sense. It wasn't even creative. It wasn't creative because it made no sense. It was just there. It was like one of those props. So it was just there. There's no backstory. Like, okay, was there a virus that people were, going insane with, and then you made the what? No sense. What else did you do? What else did you like? I also realized this. I did like the twist on Vault Tech, but I didn't like how they were cartoonishly evil. Do you think they were cartoonishly evil, Vault Tech? Vault Tech was cartoonishly evil? Because them dropping the bombs also made no sense when I'm kind of thinking about it. But you think it was a good idea to put that twist in, or you think it should have been more like the Enclave would have planned that than Vault Tech? Right. Mm. Right. What would you have done for that twist? Would you think it was a perfect twist, or would you change a few things about it? Like, would you have like the president offer a solution to Vault-Tec to be able to raise him to power as well as to.
But for me, I think they did it. They did pretty well.
Hmm. Yeah. 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 But I feel like their motive that they gave to in the show wasn't very satisfying to me. It was a cool twist that gave me goosebumps. Don't get me wrong, but I think it was well, okay, why would Howard's wife come up with the idea? Why didn't it be like the higher up, like the main guy of Voltec who worked for Enclave, who was in the Enclave, to come up with the idea on the table? His wife comes up with it, not anyone else in the room. So I was confused. Like that wouldn't make much sense to have a motive like that if it wasn't coming from. Yeah.
If you remember the scene where, you remember the scene where the girl gets the shot where she's about to shoot the guy, and he's like, I don't feel like I killed that guy, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy tells him, come, that's it. And if you pay attention to the rest of the show, the guy, he mentions it a lot, where every actor buddy was great best, blacker.
Yeah. Communist, yeah. Even the director, I'm pretty sure the director was it, right? Hmm. Right. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I like the acting. The actors were really good. I thought the female lead was gonna be really cringy. I was not gonna like her, but that was proven wrong after the episodes came through. It was just that one specific where she goes, "I have my right to like hop." I'm like, stop. No. Just fucking just go. Just tell the guy, listen, stop, or I want to take action. Like, just do that. You don't have to. You don't have to. It's fucking. No, I get that, but like, do you? Is that how you could? Like, if we were in a fight, right, and she came from the vault, you would I tell you? Would you want to hear that? Would it be? Listen, I'm here to help you guys stop fighting, or there will be action, or there'll be, like, kill the crown bitch. He has a gun. Right. Right. No, I got that, but there's Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm just saying the way the dialogue was written, they should have. I should say should have been a little bit written better in terms of what she was trying to say. It just didn't. It just made her look really. It didn't. It made me think like, ew. No. Pick a different dialogue option for fuck's sake. That's what I was thinking. That's what I'm talking about. It's how it was said. It's how she said it in terms. If that makes sense. Or how it was written. Her script was written. But besides that, the rest of the show, she did really well. I will admit, she did really well in the rest of the show. No, when she... Yeah. But when she said that, I meant like... As in like, they should have written the sentence and how she said it better in terms. Than just... Oh, golly gee. You know? It's the way she said it. It sounded like she was like, oh, golly gee, we should stop this or I will get some actions. Bet I will. It's how it says, I'm saying. But I don't know that, but...
It's like I said, it's just how she was in how she was raised in the day. And I like it personally because, she's naive.
Other than that, I actually enjoyed the show. It was really good. I just didn't like how they made the Brotherhood so fucking retarded. I just hated that. So more jockey. More savagey. Childish. Knightly, where they're like, my lord. Ah, yeah. Yeah. It should be ad Victorian, pretty sure. In the Fallout 40s, they say ad Victorian. No, not Toria. Torian. There's an ad at the end. No, it's ad Victorian. So where is it? Where's Paladin Dance? Look at Paladin Dance. It's Victorian, yeah. Victorium. Sorry, not an Victorium. Oh, where's it? Of course it's an ad.
We're doing is exciting stuff, but life on the ship is a nightmare. I'm trapped in this metal tube 18 hours a day. I still can't decide who's the worst, the soldiers or the mole rats. And what passes for conversation among the grunts makes mutants seem scholarly. Victor Park equivalent. Field scribe.
What? Yeah, I thought it was supposed to just say Victoria. That's all I wanted to hear. Yeah, Victorium. So I was wrong. I was off by one letter. What else did you like about it? I didn't like the one dude. Actually, no, I didn't like how. Did you think like the Ragul or the bear? The bear? Yao Guai. Like you think he bit through the armor too easily? Hmm. Yeah. Also, also for the fact it's a fucking lightsaber. I'm pretty sure. That's what it is. But